Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild. Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause only this is ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold on, just saying hi. Find somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us ride somebody in the sky.
Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys are all doing well out there, enjoying your day, making it amazing. For those of y'all who are still wrapping up your day, hopefully you finish strong. You know what I'm saying? Finish the day strong. All right, I'm rooting for you. And everybody in the chat is rooting for you as well. But yes, we got some more information revolving around Bryan Kohberger. Which is very interesting because I know everybody's been obsessed with the plane. I'm still trying to understand that. What's up with the obsession with the plane? Like, I get it that they all want to make sure he makes it to Idaho in one piece and all that, but it's just it is really interesting. The focus, like we're gonna get into it. One thing I don't have though is the tracking. I don't know the link or anything. I don't have it. Nobody sent that to me so far. So if anybody has it, please send it to me, please. I just think it's, I mean, I understand. I get the focus of his actual extradition, okay? But it is just very interesting. And I'd like to see it, right? But I'm seeing people screenshotting it on Twitter. But if there's a live action thing showing the plane moving around here, I'd really love to see it. So please be sure to send it my way. Oh, if you could ever be so kind, please do so. Okay. But before we get going and before we get moving into the conversation, if you're interested in an opportunity to win some new money in the new year, go click on the Swagit app real quick. It is going to be pinned to the top of the chat in just a second. It's pinned to the top of the chat. Hit that link. Hit that link. Follow me, The Pascal Show, one word. And of course, hit that like button on a bunch of my videos, comment on some of my videos, all right, and you're instantly entered in to win 100 smackers. It's that simple, all right? Swagit app is a brand new social media app, very, very brand new. So hey, if you want to become like that next Swagit star, all right, on this app, you got to go and download that app right now. Then follow me, The Pascal Show, one word, comment, like a bunch of my videos, and instantly, boom, entered in for a chance to win 100 smackers. It's that simple, y'all. It's so simple, it's stupid, okay? It's so simple, it's ridiculous. All right, so please go and download that Swagit app right now. Anyway, we got to jump into this, okay? Shout out to Jeffrey Height, my brother Jeffrey Height. He sent me the brand new Bodycam footage that we need to take a look at. We got some new information. I talked about this in the Extradition video that I talked about today in my pop-up video, but now I wanted to kind of understand a little bit, get to know Bryan Kohberger's lawyer that has been assigned to the case. It looks like she's taking it very, very seriously. And yes, there's a bunch of stuff going on. An interview with the Gonzalez family. I knew that they were going to speak out, so I was waiting for some sort of information or some sort of interview to pop off. So we got some things to look into. So please do me a favor, hit that like button down below, crush it, make it scream out your doggone name. That would be greatly, greatly appreciated. Okay, send it past 300 likes as I see all y'all starting to file in. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, guys. All right? It'd be great to have you a part of the Pascal Show family. Anyway, let's get into this thing. We got to get into some things. Man, it has been quite the day. You know, I know that a lot of people are very are chomping at the bit right now, okay? Revolving around Bryan Kohberger. Now, if you guys don't know, Bryan Kohberger is the man, or is the suspect connected to these tragedies, the Idaho 4, those 4 students that were lives were taken a few steps off of the campus of University of Idaho. They have been looking. We've all been looking. We've all been talking. We've all been talking, speculating, etc. for weeks. Law enforcement was playing a lot of things close to the chest, and they found this guy, which is absolutely mind-blowing. And of course, if you don't remember him, here's his face one mo again. Now, this is his mugshot, all right? Obviously, there's been brand new photos of him all over the place, of him with his perp walk from the other day with the extradition hearing and all that, okay? But he is the one who is facing 4 charges of first-degree M, all right? For the taking of these 4 young students' lives. Now, of course, a lot of questions are still spinning off the planet right now, right? Our minds are reeling right now. We are all trying to figure out what the hell happened here. What was his motive? And here it is. If he is the man who did it, because of course, unfortunately, we have to say innocent until proven guilty. We have to keeps it real here. All right. He could still, there's a very, 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 very small inkling, okay? Very small inkling that he could be innocent. Okay, let's keep it real. All right? But still, there's still that sliver of possibility that we have to still put in there, okay? But if he is the one who did this, what was his motive? How did he do it? Why? What was going on here? Does he have a history of doing this? Has he done this before? Did he do this alone? All those questions are running through my head when I look at all this stuff, when I see all the evidence or when I see all the information that we got about Bryan Kohberger. Now, one of the things that we are going to be looking at here very shortly is the first traffic stop. It's the body cam of the first traffic stop. All right. We already saw the second one. Okay. If you're following me, we saw the second one yesterday. Okay. He was driving in the car with his pops, his Papa Kohberger. All right. Jumped on a flight, flew all the way out across the country from Pennsylvania to Washington to jump into a car with his son in that very now known white Hyundai Elantra and drove it across the country with his son. Now, a lot of people are still wondering a lot of different things. Why? Why did he do this? Why did the father do that? When there's many possibilities here. This could be a Brian Laundrie situation, if you get what I'm saying, helping him try to get rid of the evidence. Or it could have been him just being straight up bamboozled. Let's keep it real. He could have just been conned, finessed into, oh yeah, it's been a while since I've seen my son. It would be nice to take a couple days off and ride across with my son. Okay. Now, what's interesting is this video, because MS just said, I hope you can repeat what they're saying. In this particular video, Jeffrey Height, shout out to Jeff H. He helped. Hopefully this will be good enough. Okay. It's been enhanced a little bit, etc. So hopefully we'll be able to hear a little bit in this body cam, but it is fascinating that we have this body cam nonetheless. And again, I still have to ask, why? Why did this happen? Okay. Why did this even go down? All right. But, all right. So before we get into that, all right, of course, we got to get into an article to take a look at this really quick, because they say moment Indiana cops pulled over a very worried looking Bryan Kohberger and his father in a white Elantra 1 month after the quadruple tragedy, and they let him go. Okay. And of course, we're going to be looking at this. I'm just giving you some bullets really quick before we go into the actual video and see the first video of him getting pulled over. All right. So it says Kohberger was pulled over by Indiana State Police on December 15th, but cops didn't have information that he was a suspect. Which is very strange to me, don't you think? Wouldn't that be some information that would be like out there quickly, right? Let them know, hey, everybody, we are on the look. We are nationwide. We are looking for these white Elantras, right? Maybe, but they didn't even know. So of course they're like, oh, okay, see, good to see you. Blah blah blah. You were speeding. You were driving too close to a vehicle, to another vehicle. Okay, have a great day. Bye. Like, what? All right, then. But they had no idea that he was a suspect. He looked panicked. In this one, he does kind of look panicked. He looked panicked as an officer leaned into the car and asked for his license and registration. Stop happened as Kohberger was traveling on the I-70 just outside Indianapolis with his father. It was the second stop of the day, and within 9 minutes. So this is from the second video, okay? He was eventually arrested. Obviously, we already know, okay? But it's so interesting that all this time, he was driving all that time. He didn't get pulled over not once throughout the entire drive until he got to Indianapolis. He was almost home, right? Homeboy was almost home, and then suddenly bang, right? Very, very weird. All right. But let's take a look at this video. This new video that's out here now of him actually being pulled over. And hopefully the audio is a bit better. Let's take a look at this, shall we? And this is the second one. All right. Or I'm sorry. This is a new one, but this is allegedly the first video. Okay. So let's take a look. Hit the number 1 and let me know you guys can hear this too. Okay. Much appreciated.
Hello. How you doing? How y'all doing today? Good, good. Take a look at your driver's license real quick if I could. See, he's right up on that van, man. He was right up on the back end of that van. I'll hold you over for tailgating. Is this your car? Okay. Cool. Where you headed?
Well, we're coming from WSU, and we're scanning.
What's WSU?
Yeah, university, basically. That is SWAT team area.
So we're okay.
Damn. Thank you guys. But this is so strange. Thank you guys. Thank you. See, this I hate this thing. But anyway. But if you notice, he says something about leaving because of a shooting. Was there a shooting at Washington State University? That makes no sense, right? That doesn't make any sense. I'm a little confused there. Hold on. I'm going to play that part one more time, and then we're going to continue. Okay?
Is this your car? Okay. Cool. Where are you headed?
Well, we're coming from WSU, and we're scanning.
What's WSU?
He says something along the lines of like, what happened is there was a shooting where we left early because of a shooting. So Jeff H said, yes, there was a shooting at Washington State University. So that's what he's talking about here, which I'm very confused about this. All right. And truth or spoof, I have to interrupt. I have to. That's just how it is. Truth or spoof. I'm sorry. If you don't like it, go find the video yourself and watch it by yourself. And then it won't be interrupted, but I have to interrupt, unfortunately, okay? But the thing is here is that that just doesn't make any sense. But I didn't know that there was another incident. You know what I mean? And exactly, Elizabeth Gregory. Yeah, come on. All right. I have to. All right. But let's continue on. I just thought that was very interesting. Let's continue.
That is SWAT team area.
So we're okay. I'm having a hard time hearing it because of the traffic. So you're coming from Washington State University, and you're going where? Oh,
We're going to be going to Pennsylvania.
oh, okay.
Yeah. So we're slightly punched because we're driving for hours.
Hours, days.
Hours to drive. Well, almost a day.
Okay. And what did you say about some SWAT team thing?
Yeah, there was a mass shooting and everything.
Where?
So he's saying something about a SWAT team, and they're talking about this actual this incident, this tragedy that happened around or in Washington State University, which is very, very interesting. But you notice, though, I need to point this out. You notice he starts to get a little bit more comfortable, right? In the very beginning, you can see his butthole puckered up a little bit. He's like, oh boy. He gets scared for a second there. But then when they start talking about this incident that happened at Washington State University, he's just like, okay, I'm good. I'm not in trouble. There would have been more going on here for sure. You see what I'm saying? He definitely got a little, you know what I'm saying? But let's take a look at the rest.
Interesting.
Well, it's horrifying because he's supposed to be university.
Mm-hmm. So y'all work at the university there? Or?
Actually, we work there.
Oh. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I hadn't heard about that incident just yesterday, or?
This happened about an hour and a half ago. It's still wrapping up. I'm not sure there's two shootings, but they did shoot somebody.
Let's see.
And then you don't know about that actually. They were there for shooting.
Interesting. Wow. Okay. So do me a favor, don't follow too close, okay? All right. Thank you. Appreciate you.
And just like that, boom, done. And just like that, wow. No ticket, no citation, no warning, no nothing. No nothing. But it's interesting how he was so cool, calm, and collected near the end. He looked hella cool, calm, and collected near the end, which is very interesting. In the very beginning, it's like, and I will say this though too, because I do want to point out that anytime I get pulled over, I'm nervous as hell too. Absolutely. All right. I get nervous as hell every single time I get pulled over. So I do understand the nervousness, right? But at the same time, you are also allegedly the person that took 4 lives. The fact that he switches gears and he's so calm is very interesting. You could tell how intense he is, though. Look at that. Look at the footage. You could tell in the very beginning he's really intense, but then as soon as they start talking about the incident, the tragedy at Washington State University and all that, you can tell he starts to calm down. He starts to, the nerves start to subside a little bit. But then you could tell he's real proud to say that he's a PhD student. He's real proud to say that, oh yeah, I actually work there. Yes, I'm a PhD. It's very interesting. It's very interesting. But in the very beginning, he was scared. In the very beginning, he was scared. That's what I think. Most definitely in the very beginning, he was scared. But then his dad started talking and it was like, I feel like he was like, yeah, everything's cool. All right, everything's fine. All right. I'm just going to, I'll get a ticket. If I get a ticket, I get a ticket. No big deal. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just how I'm interpreting it. Okay. That's just how I see that footage. Okay. But now you got to see the second or the very first traffic stop. And what's wild is that this cop did not give him anything. He didn't get anything. Wow. Nothing. Okay. Now, this is what I talked about on my pop-up video, but I wanted to bring this back to you guys so we could talk about this because obviously a lot of people are very focused on this, on the transportation of this alleged monster. So I did talk about this, but I'm going to talk about it again here just a little bit. All right. So obviously this was breaking news this morning, but Idaho tragedy suspect is being extradited from Pennsylvania and left the correctional facility at 6 a.m. this morning after court hearing where he mouthed, "I love you," to his mama. Now, I said this in my pop-up video, but I'm going to say it again. I knew it. I knew that this was going to happen. Clearly, when they said, "Oh yeah, we're going to do the extradition within 10 days," for a fact they said that just to get people to kind of calm down, because there's a lot of, for lack of a better term, hoopla. All right, there's a lot of energy and focus on BK right now, and I think to make his journey. I think they were hoping that to make his journey a little bit smoother, they were just going to say he's just going to leave within 10 days. Hey, we're just going to do this within 10 days. When they actually mean, we're going to do it tomorrow, when everybody's still waking up, rubbing the sleep out their eyes. That's at least how I took it. But from what I understand, he is in the air right now, getting flown at a very slow speed, by the way, back to Idaho. He's in Con Air right now. He's in Con Air.
I said, put the bunny back in the box.
Con Air. Now, hopefully somebody sent me the link because I wanted to see it for myself. Okay? But that scene from Con Air. Come on now. If you don't know, then come on. You know what I mean? Put the bunny back in the box. Okay. So this is interesting. All right. So obviously everybody's looking forward to this, but we already know that he left the correctional facility this morning, 6 a.m. All right. Just a quick recap. He waived his right. We watched it as a family during his extradition hearing. He waived his right to do all that stuff. Okay. He is expected to be brought to the Latah County Jail in Moscow, which is less than 2 miles from the brutal slayings that he allegedly did on this 13th. Okay. And why did they try to color correct him, giving him a tan? You know what I'm saying? Like, was he out in the, like, really? I thought he was just pasty. You know what I mean? Looking like death, but hey, whatever. Criminal justice graduate Kohberger mouthed, I love you to his mother while in the courtroom, and his sister was comforting her mother as she was crying during the hearing. Because what mother wants to see their son locked up for taking the lives of four people? My Lord. Okay. But they gave him a tan in that photo. Look at that photo one more time. That is a tan. Like he's been sun-kissed. I don't want to see that. I want to see pale. I want to see sallow. I want to see his skin yellow. You know what I mean? But that's just me. Now, they already confirmed, the warden confirmed that Kohberger is no longer in his custody, adding that he has been moved by Pennsylvania State Police. It is understood that Kohberger will be transported via plane to Idaho, possibly arriving later today. A judge in Idaho has issued a gagging order, which I don't understand this, and I am trying to get somebody very special on the show for the next show to talk about the next time I talk about this, of course, to talk about this gag order that I still don't understand why this even exists. Is this for the betterment, so that they can get real justice without all the outside noise, or is there something deeper going on? It just doesn't make any sense. Okay? But this gag order just makes me want to know what the hell is going on here. Why? Suddenly now the public doesn't get to know anything? They're holding everything off from the public? I think that's BS. Again, playing things close to the chest for why? For what reason? Does this mean that they don't have enough information? That they're going to try to piece things together on a whim and a prayer? Or is it something else? I have many questions, y'all. Many, many questions. So, of course, we already know this gag order is saying that legal teams in relation to the case are not allowed. And of course, barring anyone linked to the case, they're not allowed to talk about it. All right. Now, of course, if you want to hear the rest of my opinion on that piece, you got to go and check out my recent pop-up video. But I do find that one extremely, extremely strange. Now, one piece in here, though, which helps us go into the next conversation. All right. So the chief public defender of Kootenai, I think it's Kootenai County, and Taylor will be representing Bryan, okay, BK. However, a 5-strong team of investigators hired by his defense team were sent to the home where the quadruple slayings took place. Now, one thing I do wonder is that normal? You have a public defender defending this person, all right, BK, and he's already got a full team? I don't get that. You know what I'm saying? But again, this is when I'm hoping that I bring on somebody very special on to talk about this specifically, right? because that's some piece that I'm still trying to understand. Is that normal to have a full-on team when it's a public defender, that kind of thing? Is it normal? Is it not? But interesting. Okay. Very interesting. All right. And even it says it is unusual for defense attorneys paid by the state to recreate a reconstruction of the crime scene. So could this lawyer, okay, public defender and Taylor, could public defender and Taylor believe that he's actually innocent? And she constructed her own team to look into this even more. Many questions here. Many questions. Once Kohberger arrives in Idaho, the state law will allow the court to unseal the probable cause affidavit, something which the victims' families have been keen to see. And I've already said this before in my pop-up video, but yes, I cannot wait for that to come out. I cannot wait for the affidavit to come out so that we can understand exactly what got him caught. What got them to go bust through his family's private domicile and bring him to justice. That's what I'd like to know as well. But moving on into this next thing, all right, BK's new female, and I think it's very interesting. The attorney is female, given the fact that this was a predominantly female homicide. All right, there was only one male that's life was taken. All right. So I do find that very interesting that his public defender is female as well. All right. I mean, that could be neither here nor there, but I do find that fascinating. So she famously overturned an M conviction after exposing lying Idaho cop. What the hell? So obviously the quadruple monster turns to public defender Ann Taylor, who has already scoured the crime scene. And there's photos of her scouring this crime scene, which is very interesting. So attorney that's representing BK is the public defender who previously overturned a M conviction after catching out false statements from Idaho police. That's very interesting. Okay. And Taylor, 57, has already sent a team of investigators to the house of King on Kings Road in Idaho to start a crime scene reconstruction ahead of BK's return to the state. Like I said, people are really anticipating him landing back into Idaho. All right. Now we already know he left Monroe County Correctional Facility at 6 a.m. this morning and was transferred into the custody of Pennsylvania State Police, who are handling his transport back to Idaho. Taylor and a team of 4 others visited the home where the slayings took place on Tuesday, the same day he waived his extradition. And here they are, making movies and stuff. And it says underneath the photo, Taylor, 57, has already sent a team of investigators to the house on Kings Road in Idaho to start a crime scene reconstruction ahead of Kohberger's return to the state. So I'm wondering what she has planned. What does she have up her sleeve? Of course, we already know who this guy is. Okay. Which is very, very interesting. Just showing you guys some of these photos. But this is the team doing their research, taking photos, so on and so forth. It is very fascinating, though. I'm not going to lie. This is all very fascinating information. She worked for the Kootenai? I don't know. County Police Defender's Office since 2004 and was given the top job in 2017 after John Adams retired. Taylor worked on the case of Jonathan Ellington, who was accused of using his car to run over a woman in a road rage incident. Ellington, who was 45 at the time, was convicted and sentenced to 25 years for the crime before having it overturned because an Idaho police officer's false testimony. At the time, Taylor said that Rise was pivotal in the verdict of Ellington, adding that he had a presence in the courtroom. Fred Rice was accused of lying to the court in relation to the incident, with Taylor representing Ellington throughout. He was later reconvicted of the charges during a second trial after the Supreme Court ruled that Rice lied on the stand. Wow. I wonder how she got it. And these are all the photos that we've seen, but I'm wondering what she did to prove the lies. But that's really, really interesting, though, if you really think about it. You see? He might have the right public defender defending him right here, okay, on his team. It's very interesting. So the Idaho native graduated from the university where all four victims were studying, with a bachelor's degree in political science and a master's degree in public administration. She went to get a doctorate from the same establishment before practicing law at federal, state, and local levels. Taylor serves on the board of the Idaho Association of Criminal Defense Lawyers and is death penalty certified in Idaho. Speaking when she took the job as chief public defender, she said, "It's such necessary work. It's important to make sure constitutional rights apply to everybody. You help people who are facing horrible times. I love the work." Now, of course, I will commend her. Okay? I will commend her that she is doing her job. Straight up. I mean, think about it. She's trying to do her best to defend her client. That is her job. Her job is to do that, and that alone. Unless he comes back, lands, puts his feet on Idaho soil and says, "I did it." You see what I'm saying? Then they work something else out. I don't know how they'll do that, but then he'll have to face the music. But if he stays steady and stays fast to his convictions, his own personal convictions, and stays fast in saying that he ain't guilty, she still has to defend the guy. That is her job. So it's very interesting. And given the fact that she was able to catch, or the fact that she was able to go there and reconstruct the crime scene, look at it, see how it's going. She obviously is taking this very, very seriously. Design Rhythm just said he could be innocent. We don't know. You know what? Let me tell you this. He could. Let me say this. He could be innocent. I don't believe it. Okay. I wouldn't believe it. I'll be completely, my mind will be blown, y'all. Okay. My mind will be blown if that's the case. But that's the thing. What is it going to be that's going to exonerate Bryan Kohberger? And I guess that's the question we need to ask ourselves as well. All right. So we already have all that information, right? Now let me see something here really quick, because I know some of you guys said that you tagged me on Twitter with the plane traction thing. Thank you, Power of Woman. I'm gonna pull that up here in just a second as well. Thank you so much on Twitter. Thank you. And I got the link to the tracking of his flight, which is very funny to me. I'm dead ass. This is just very funny to me. So it's time to check out. Yes, it's time to see the plane. Wow, this is really funny to me. But let's take a look at this. All right. And I've never seen anything like this before in my life. All right. But we're going to ride with it. Okay. We're going to ride with this. The plane, the plane. Like, I feel like we're kids again tracking Santa. You know what I mean? He's coming to town. You know what I mean? Like we're tracking Santa right now. Doesn't it feel a little weird? But we're tracking him in a plane. Okay? And I don't know planes, okay? But I know it has wings and it goes up in the air. Okay? So apparently he's flying in. Like I said, this is Con Air. So he's apparently flying in a Pilatus PC-12NG. So in the top corner, as you can see right here, this is his plane. The plane, the plane. It's the plane. Why? Oh, my dear Lord. Oh, my dear Lord. Why am I saying, oh, my dear Lord? Okay, but still. Wait, you can do this in 3D? Ooh, let's check that out. I don't know what the... Oh, you have to... Nah, I'm good on that. I'm good on that. I don't need to sign up for more ish, okay? I don't even remember my Netflix password. You know what I'm saying? I got too many passwords, y'all. But he's currently... I don't even know where he is. Where the heck is he flying? Where are they flying? Are they still in like the New York... What? They are flying slow. Are they like, what? I'm literally trying to figure out what area this is. It looks like he's maybe Ohio area? No. Still makes you wonder where the heck he is. No, he's okay. He's flying towards the West Coast. So I guess they had a pit stop. Yeah, I mean he's nearing it. He's nearing it. Yes. Okay, so he's in zoom out. You know what I mean? I didn't even know that. He's in Wyoming. He's flying through Wyoming right now. Wow, look at all those planes. There's so many doggone planes flying everywhere. Oh my Lord. The fact that these planes don't even is amazing to me. But still, look at all those planes. Wow. But pretty crazy, right? Everyone is anticipating his arrival in Idaho. Yeah, Pendizzy. I just said it, but yeah. Look at all those doggone planes. Look at that. As we zoom out. Just a quick thought here. Look at that. Look at it. Oh my God. Whoa. That's very that is very interesting, y'all. I just lost it, but I'm going to bring it back. All right. But this is very interesting though, guys. Thank you so much. But it's like we're anticipating Santa. You know what I mean? The old school, like Santa's flying through. He's in China right now. He's on his way to America. You know what I mean? Like some BS like that. You know what I mean? But that's wild. Let me show you guys that one more time. Okay. And blow that up. Bye now. So he's in like a little, he's in a simple little, I guess that's an upgrade from a Cessna. Okay. Obviously. Passenger plane with some other Pennsylvania state and maybe some Idaho state law enforcement just to make sure that his transport back to Moscow, Idaho is safe and goes off without a hitch. But of course they were going to move him this quickly. They were going to, move him quick. Clearly they were going to do that. Okay? Clearly. All right? I just saw somebody say something. Yes. The place he's in can't get over 300 miles per hour. Yeah, Caribbean Kool-Aid. Thank you so much for that information. Yeah, so he's flying slow. I mean, for a plane. Obviously, for a plane, it's slow. But he's flying slow. And if I understand, he's flying low and he's flying slow. I'm still wondering why why it's such a slow thing. You know what I mean? Maureen, thank you so much. The Pilatus is an 8-seater. Yeah. Like he's probably sitting there he's probably sat there just shackled up, just sitting there like this for however long it takes to fly his ass from Pennsylvania all the way back to Idaho. And maybe they decided to take the slow route just to make his life a living hell for a second. Maybe. But that is a very interesting thing. Now, one of the things I did see here too, and I will get to your some of your Twitter stuff too, just on the conversations. And we still got to check out this video, the interview with the family, or the Gonsalves family did another interview with Fox News. So we need to take a look at that here in just a minute. But so they did a pit stop in Illinois, all right, during his plane flight to Idaho. So there he is. So he is flying private to Idaho right now to face his M charges. And it seems like the teeny tiny plane he's on needed a break mid-flight. Ditto for the suspect himself. So obviously it shows TMZ obtained some photos of him being led in and out of Flightstar Wednesday, a fixed-based operator in Willard Airport in Champaign, Illinois, where he and a handful of armed officers landed at around 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time while he was being transported across the country. And this is where he was, Flightstar. So I guess he had to take a little tinkle. Yeah, clearly there's no bathrooms on that plane. So he had to take a bathroom break. And maybe he was hoping, if he is the Ted Bundy that we're all thinking that he may be, maybe he was trying to think of a way to get out of there. Maybe he was like, well, while I take this tinkle, where's the nearest window? You know what I mean? Maybe I can crawl out of this. Maybe I could just run. Maybe I could just shuffle really fast. Still shackled, And of course, they say, check out the pics. You can see the aircraft. BK and PA law enforcement officials are traveling in a 2015 fixed-wing single-engine Pilatus that seats 11 people, in which they learned is actually owned and operated by the Pennsylvania State Police. Eyewitnesses tell us that the plane appeared to be getting refueled while he appeared to be taking a whiz inside. Does anybody say whiz? Like, I got to take a whiz. Random question, but let me know. During this period, we're told the entire airport was placed on lockdown, with everyone being evacuated, including employees, while he was in there. That's interesting. They say, get the F out, everybody. Interesting. I don't blame them, though. That's protocol, I get. Okay? I get it. I would tell everybody to leave too. You never know. He might have, I've seen so many of those movies where it's like, there's always somebody that's in connection with him, and somehow that guy is the one guy getting the payday candy bar, and then suddenly pulls out the weapon and all hell breaks loose, and then he runs away. You know what I mean? Like the start of a really crappy 90s buddy cop action flick. You know what I'm saying? It's very much like that. So I get it. Them saying, hey, everyone get out. No one show up. You know what I'm saying? No one stay in here while he goes and takes a whiz. But this is apparently the plane that he was flying in. That's a nice looking plane. Damn. Okay. A few minutes later, he was led back to the plane, and they took off without incident. If you're wondering why this plane needed to refuel on a flight that typically takes around 4 hours, yeah, I'm wondering that too. Well, it has to do with the capabilities of this particular aircraft and the length of this journey. Pilatus planes, I guess, can go about 1,700 nautical miles on a single tank. And he is flying about 2,500 miles across the country. So I could see them taking a break, right, to refuel. All right. So from Pennsylvania to Moscow, oh, well, then maybe I'm wrong, is about 1,800 nautical miles. So they were playing it safe. Interesting. In any case, he's almost there. As of this post, he's somewhere over South Dakota. As of this show, he is somewhere over Wyoming right now. Okay. So Idaho is just a couple states away. Remember, he agreed to be extradited without putting up a fight. And now he'll learn the full scope of the charges and evidence against him. Now, what's wild, okay? And yeah, Raven McCall, that's absolutely right too. There could be strong headwind that could be burning gas as well, so that they can't just do it in one flight, in one take. So they may have been doing that. They also could be doing this to slow it down, to throw people off. You know, for a fact, there's a lot of heat, there's a lot of focus, there's a lot of interest in what he's doing, where his whereabouts, and there's a lot of people that want to see his head on a spike. Let's keep it real. There's a lot of very passionate individuals out here that are very upset about what he's done. So I wouldn't be surprised if they were sitting there going, "We're going to take our time, and when we land, when we land." You see what I'm saying? It could be that, or not, right? But it is interesting that they decided to take the private plane that's apparently owned by Pennsylvania. The Pennsylvania State Police. And damn, that's a nice looking shoot. Look at that plane, y'all. Okay. That's a nice looking plane. All right. So I do have this video that I want to show you guys as well. But before we get into that, hold on. Before I forget, I wanted to show you guys this too. So there was a shooting. So you guys are absolutely right. There was a shooting. Thank you to Power of Woman for sending this to me on Twitter. All right, but let's take a look at this. So there was an officer involved in a fatal shooting during SWAT standoff. So, of course, this was the Washington State Police Department is releasing the name of the officer who discharged their firearm during an incident at the Coffee House Apartments in the 1000 block of Southeast Latah Street. That started on the evening of the 14th of December. The Whitman County Regional SWAT team utilized verbal negotiations and less lethal tools during the more than 7-hour incident. Ultimately, one police officer utilized lethal force at around 3:58 a.m. Let me blow this up. I didn't realize how small this print was on for you guys. Okay. So one of the officers used lethal force close to 4 o'clock in the morning. The officer involved in the fatal shooting during the SWAT team standoff was WSU's Police Sergeant Brett Boyd. Sergeant Boyd is currently on administrative leave, which is standard after a use of deadly force incident. So there was something that happened near Washington State University. So when they said, yeah, we left a little bit earlier, at least that's how I heard the body cam footage. And you guys, please go back and listen to it again. For me, it sounded like they said we left earlier because of this particular shooting. And I don't blame them, I guess, if that was the real reason why they left, why they drove off like that. It still is a very sad and tragic piece of information here, that there was really a shooting that happened on the 14th. And then they said, okay, let's just go. Let's head out early. So I guess maybe Papa Kohberger was planning on staying there for maybe a day or two longer, and then they were going to make their trek back to Pennsylvania. But it looks like this shooting made everybody take off, which is absolutely sad and interesting. And again, it could very well be the reason. That could very well be the reason. Interesting. But thank you for the tweet. I appreciate that information. But at the same time, we do have more information. Obviously, the Gonsalves family has come out and said more about this. All right. I'm the only reason why I'm grabbing this super chat, because I'm going to get to all the super chats here in just a minute. But Mrs. and Mr. Steelers just said, OMG, live Twitter feed of where is it? Send it to me. Is it? I'd love to know. I'd love to see that too. So if somebody has something like that would be dope as well. Because I know everybody and their mama's watching, right? Everybody and their mama is watching right now to see if there's any new information, if he has landed and all that, because everybody's watching that plane. Like I said, everybody. Brian Enton. Oh, okay. Thank you. Let me pull him up, see what's going on, because I want you guys to see this interview with the from the family as well. Oh, he does have a live feed going on. Interesting. Let's take a small look.
Was in the courtroom here in Idaho. Yesterday in Pennsylvania, they did not. Here, they are going to allow cameras. I don't think it's going to be, we're still trying to figure this out. I don't think they're going to allow them to be live. So I think it'll be like, we'll record the hearings, and then once it's over, we can play it back on TV. But at least cameras will be allowed. So
He's just sitting there waiting for a plane.
yeah, we're on YouTube TV. Yep, News Nation's on YouTube TV for sure. When do they arrive in Idaho? Hold on a minute. Let me get Will.
Let's find out. And
sorry, it's kind of windy again.
Evening, everybody.
I'm just trying to
haven't gotten a chance to do that
because he can track it. I'll lose the live stream if
I've been busy.
Where is he?
Cranking out information with this live feed. But welcome everybody who's watching. Be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well. Oh my God! I
don't know where Will went.
I got some information.
I'll find him in a second, though. But he can tell us where the plane is right now. I'm going to go back out of the wind.
We got some very heartbreaking information, too, that I'm going to share with you guys and break to you guys here in just a minute. But we'll take a look at this here. And then, of course, we definitely need to see the video with the family.
I don't know. I'll find him in a minute. But it was still pretty far away last time I looked.
I got some details that are going to blow your mind. So be ready for y'all. It's coming.
I'm just going to get out of the wind again.
Oh, man.
Let me read through some of your comments, see if there's any questions that I can answer. Is his family headed to Idaho? I don't know. It's a long way. They could be. He has the public defender, so they couldn't afford a lawyer. We found a couple of bankruptcies in their past. So I'm not sure that they can all afford to come out here. I'm not really sure, but we don't have any indication that they're out here. And he's also going to have the public defender here in Idaho too.
I mean, we're basically waiting for him to land. That's basically what's going on. That's basically what's popping off here. So I'm going to continue. And then when his plane actually does land, I'm sure everybody and their mama is going to be watching like crazy and all that. I got some other information here that I'm going to be sharing with you guys in just a minute. Don't worry, I will keep my eyes open on this as well. But there is something I do want to share with you guys. But first, before I do that, we need to take a look. We need to take a look at this interview with the family, because, of course, they had some things to say. And, of course, we've all been waiting for the family to speak out about this, or at least a family to speak out after the extradition hearing. Now we actually have that interview. Don't worry, I will play it. I will be telling you guys that information after this. So let's take a listen to this interview. It's literally less than 5 minutes. It's the information I have is small, but it's messed up. So stay tuned. Keep watching. Hit that like button down below. All right. Please, please, please. Let's get it past 800 likes real quick. All right. And if you haven't done it yet, let me do that here. Bang. Hit that like button. And of course, do not forget to hit that subscribe button. Also, I didn't see this in the corner of my eye, or I just saw this in the corner of my eye. And I want to say, Nicole, thank you so very. Whoa. Thank you so much. Now you gifted 10. You just gifted 20 people memberships. Man, Nicole, thank you so very much. All right. Thank you to all you who are now new members. Welcome to the family. But you can also, if you're interested in supporting this channel, you could do exactly that by hitting that join button down below, supporting the channel. It's very, very simple. All right. And it would be greatly appreciated. So don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. All right. Because we're talking about a lot of stuff on this channel, and there's a lot of big stories popping off. So be sure to hit that notification bell when things go off. Nicole, thank you again. Thank you. Okay, I really do appreciate it, Nicole. Seriously. But we need to take a look at this video. Let's take a look at this, and then I will give you that information that I know all y'all are waiting for. So let's go.
Now, the 28-year-old suspect in the murders of the 4 Idaho college students waived extradition today in Pennsylvania and will be brought right to Moscow, Idaho to face charges. Joining us now are the parents of victim Kaylee Gonsalves. Steve and Christy Gonsalves are with us, along with their attorney, Shannon Gray. Steve, I look at you as a father. I look at your bride next to you. And I've thought this all throughout my life, that there's nothing worse than losing a child. It's taken a long time. First of all, does that give you any peace of mind? Do you want to know details? Where are you in this grieving process? I would imagine that's not something you get over.
Honestly, I feel a little bit lucky knowing that we have somebody, and there's a person of interest. Nothing feels worse than having nobody and just nothing but doubt. And 7 weeks of that, or close to 7 weeks of that, was a tremendous amount of pressure on us. And, your children look for you to tell them what's going to happen and how things are going to go. And you can't control anything. And you just sit back and you just wait. And it's very hard to get over.
And Christy, you're a mom. This is your precious, your beautiful daughter, and you will never see her again. I can't imagine all the pain you're going through as a mom.
It's terrible, just as anybody could imagine. It's just like a nightmare that you just never, ever wake up from. There's not a second throughout the day that I don't think about Kaylee and what happened to her. It's sickening.
Steve, it took the law enforcement a while. It looks like they got they went very deep, and they were very creative, and they looked at databases, and they were able to match DNA from a database, which I think was pretty sophisticated investigating on their part. How do you feel the police have handled all of this?
Well, there's a lot of pressure even for them. I think that, it's never fast enough for a father. You're impatient and you want to know everything right then and there, but I feel good. I feel like they've done a tremendous job. I know that they have been working hard. We just had a lot of holidays. These guys were working out of town. I really appreciate all the effort that they gave. I mean, there was times where I was tough on them, but I know these are strong men and women, and I know they can handle just a little bit of pushback, and we are where we want to be, and they put us there.
Christy, I know for myself, I have 2 kids. If this ever happened to me, I can't put myself in your shoes. You can't really understand unless you go through something like that. What would you like, assuming there's a guilty verdict in this case, the murder of your daughter? What do you think the just punishment is?
Well, considering that this person went in there that night with the intent to kill and showed no mercy, unprovoked, and killed our daughter, her best friend, and their 2 friends, we are glad that we live in the state of Idaho with the death penalty.
Shannon, we'll give you the last word as a lawyer from the legal side.
Damn. She said what she said.
Know that the evidence that they have, more probably than the public. Where do you see it going?
Well, we're looking forward to the probable cause affidavit and seeing what information they have in that affidavit. It won't show the entire case, obviously, but will give us an idea of what hard evidence they have towards the defendant in this case. And we're hopeful that it's strong. And moving forward, we're just at the beginning of the criminal justice system. So it's still a long haul from here, but we're hopeful and optimistic.
All right, Shannon, thank you. Steve and Christy, I'm so sorry. And I know I speak for my entire audience when I say that you're in our prayers. This is a heartbreaking story, and I hope he gets the justice he deserves. Thank you both. Hey, Sean Hannity.
Okay, so yeah, I'm not a fan of this guy either, but at the same time, they are the ones getting the interviews. You know what I'm saying? They're getting all these interviews. I haven't seen the family go on really any other channels except for News Nation, and that's just an exclusive. So however you feel about it, we still got some family, some firsthand information from the family, some knee-jerk reactions from them. Clearly, yeah, they ready for justice, and a different kind of justice. They want to see something lethal. You feel me? They want to see the they want to see the law get lethal. Okay? Let's keep that straight real. Now, one thing that I have, which is very interesting, and I'm going to say this, I don't know how much of this is true. Okay? Now, this is apparently was said on 10 to Life. Okay, this was apparently from the YouTube channel 10 to Life. All right, Annalise, obviously, great channel, great content. She's definitely a content creator that is very serious about getting factual and real information out here. So allegedly, there's some new information that she broke on in one of her videos, her most recent videos. So let's take a look at this. This is crazy. And TW, trigger warning. Okay, so let's read this together because this is on the webs on the Facebook chat room. So you got to take it with a grain of salt. I have to say that. All right, but apparently new info alleged from 10 Years to Life's video. Knife sheath was found under Ethan. DNA matched BK cousin. One girl attacked. I have to use these words, unfortunately, 54 times, and face was looking bad. One roommate woke up and yelled, "Shut the F up." She didn't see anything. Ethan's legs badly injured. So, I'm going to repeat that again. This is the information that is being said, that's being alleged on another channel. And I need to see this video for myself because I haven't seen this yet. And of course, I can't play it here because, she hasn't given me the thumbs up or anything like that. And I don't know her from a can of paint. But at the same time, new info has been alleged that from another channel that the knife sheath was found underneath Ethan. DNA matched BK cousin, which is very interesting. One girl was attacked 54 times and face was badly bruised, badly injured. One roommate woke up and yelled, "Shut the F up." She didn't see anything. Ethan's legs badly injured. So, if this is entirely true, my questions still remain. DNA matched BK cousin. That's a question I still have. Like, let's go back to that. BK cousin DNA, they were able to match. Like, so that's what I'm confused about. Okay. Then the knife sheath, I can see like a struggle went down between him and Ethan. Okay. One of the girls was severely injured, severely attacked. Just in that one sentence alone, you see right there. One roommate woke up and yelled, "Shut the F up." Now, that could have been, of course, this is all alleged. I'm just going to say this really quick before everybody starts like clipping this and making it seem like I'm saying something like where I'm like, this is factual. This is just alleged. This is just what I'm hearing right now. Okay. But they're saying one roommate woke up and said and yelled, "Shut the F up." So that, in my opinion, makes me think that either the two surviving roommates maybe woke up and said and yelled, "Shut the F up," right? Or one of the four yelled it to the others because they were hearing the tragedy take place, but they didn't know. They just thought that people were getting rowdy. It's either or, okay? It's either or. Again, this is just alleged. And I do think that she's a credible source. I do believe that. Okay, I do believe that. So this information is wild and heartbreaking, and I wonder where she got that information. Okay, that's what I really wonder. Now, there was a video, I will say this though too, there was a video that was floating around like crazy recently of a TikTok where a guy was talking in very graphic details. Like you could kind of see his reflection through a computer screen. If you guys seen it, you've seen it, okay? You can't unsee it, all right? But nonetheless, there was that too, where they were talking about it and saying that it was so bad that they were so severely punctured. I've heard a lot of different information here that kind of coincides with this too, which is still mind-blowing, okay? Just to be completely interesting. Okay, interesting. So sorry, I'm just getting a lot of information here. And so I just say, hey, to me, look at that and Biddy Bites, I would love to collab. I would love to get her on the show. especially revolving around this case, because obviously she's been deep into this case and many other true crime stories as well. So for sure. But one thing I do want to say is really quick. Nicole, thank you again for another 10, gifting another 10 memberships. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Thank you so very much. People, please, family, give Nicole as many Purple Heart emojis in the chat as possible. That would really mean a lot. Okay. Now, one thing though, I will say this is Molly Jones. I didn't say that the roommates were involved. I didn't say the roommates were involved. I repeat, I did not say the roommates were involved, but maybe that information here says that maybe they woke up to noise and they were just trying to sleep. And so they were screaming, shut the F up so that they can go back to sleep. That's it. I'm not saying that they're connected to this at all. I repeat, roommates are not involved. Let me make that abundantly clear. But there is that, but by you seeing that, I'll show it one more time. This part says one roommate woke up and yelled, shut the F up. Either it was one of the roommates that are surviving that said that innocently because they just wanted to go to sleep, and maybe it was a lot of noise and a lot of ruckus, and maybe they're used to the craziness in that house. So naturally, they're just saying, shut the F up, maybe. Or it could have been Xana screaming that. It could have been Madison saying that. You never know. But this is all alleged. Again, this is alleged. Alleged. Okay? But the details of that is absolutely horrendous. Absolutely horrifying. Again, they said that the knife sheath was underneath Ethan. His legs were badly injured. Then they also said that his DNA matched BK's cousin. So I'm wondering what the connection is on that. And of course, the gruesome details on one of the girls, the amount of injuries that she received. That's crazy. I'm interested. Okay. I'm interested to see what kind of information we have, and what is the truth. Again, what is the truth behind this? What is the truth behind this? Because that, again, nowadays you got to take, like, especially with this case, Shanquella's case as well. We got to take these things extremely, take it with a grain of salt. You know what I mean? So, so that information, and I will say she is a credible source. She comes in with that fire a lot of times. So if that information is from her, it does make you want to look into it a little bit more and ask some questions. That's all. Hold on. I'm trying to get to the top so I can get through some of these super chats with you guys real quick. Yes. But again, like I said, I am not trying to go after anybody at all. That's all alleged, and we will. I'm sure more information will come out. But obviously, we're not going to know everything yet. We're not going to know everything. They're not going to give us everything. We're not going to know everything, and it is very graphic information, for real, that has no credibility behind it. So I am wondering where they got it. You know what I mean? It does make you wonder where she got that information. But again, oh man, just disturbing altogether. All of it. I mean, from the stories I've heard about it in the past, about details, but it's not credible. It is mind-blowing. I will say that. Okay, let's get to these super chats. So, LB, thank you so much. Bryan could answer himself the question from his research. LB, Bryan could answer himself Yeah, I mean, if I'm getting the question right, yeah, I mean, clearly there's plenty of he's got plenty of information of his own research on other crimes and so forth. I'm sure he can answer some of these things for real. But yeah, this is, and what's interesting is not knowing if he is fully 110% if he's guilty or not. And if he acted alone on this. That's another thing too. Jamie, thank you so much for the $10 super sticker. I do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Kathy Richardson, thank you so much for the 2. Currently over Wyoming. Yeah. Speed has doubled. Oh, okay. So they're getting there fast. They're kind of revving things up and getting to the point. And I'm sure with maybe before the show ends, we'll be seeing him landing in Idaho as well. Michelle Woods, thank you so much for the 10. I'm not really a Nick Cage fan, so I've never seen Con Air, but I enjoyed Face Off. Yep, Face Off was good. Next, and I can't remember the remake of that movie of him being tortured with bees. The Wicker Man? The Wicker Man. But yeah, those were bad. But Face Off and Con Air are just, they're classics. Classics for sure. Moving on. There's a little dead air here with the little big gap between super chats. There we go. Caribbean Kool-Aid, thank you so much for the 5. It seems like it is taking way too long. That flight shouldn't take all day. You look nice, by the way, Pascal. Thank you so much. Yes, I don't understand why that flight is so slow. But they may have been doing that just to mess with him, or they may have been doing it just because that's just what they had financially. I don't know, within their budget. I don't know. It's very interesting. Real Tea with Krista Marie, thank you so much for the 5. Let's see. Reality. Sorry. Reality with Krista Marie. Thank you so much for the 5. How creepy and awkward silence that plane ride must be. Oh, to be a fly on that plane's wall. Absolutely. Absolutely. That would be interesting too. I think I did this one already. Yeah, so he was live on his Twitter. That's what you meant. Oh my God, live feed. Thank you so much for the 2. And that's what I had there too. Thank you, Mrs. and Mr. Steelers. Sent to Discord. I found it anyway, but I appreciate it. Mr. Dr. Ed, what's up? Thank you so much for the 10. Thank you, Pascal. Love your channel. Dad told everything at traffic stop. Poconos, Pennsylvania. BK was not so disclosing. That is true. He was kind of like, oh, we're just doing this. And the dad was very neighborly, right? It's like, well, yeah, he's ready to put his arms, if he could, put his arms on his hips and be like, oh, yeah, we were just going to do this, that, and the third. And no. You know what I mean? So it's very interesting. Makes me think that his dad is in the dark. Absolutely. Thank you for all you do. I think that Pops was completely lost. I don't think the dad knows anything. I think he is an innocent bystander. That's what I still think. Unless we have a smoking gun evidence showing proof otherwise, I think Pops was completely in the dark. And remember, this is the other thing I was going to say the other day, but I didn't get a chance to say it. Think about this. Do you know how many times, given the fact that he has had a history of addiction, how many times has he just straight up lied to his family's face? Straight to their face saying, oh, no, I'm not using. I'm clean, when he was not. Imagine how many times he did that in the past. I hate to say it like that, but let's put in some reality here. How many times has he done something like that? To the point where he finally got caught, they had an intervention, and he went to rehab and got clean. Think about it. He probably lied a lot. So he's used to turning that charm on or turning it on to finesse people to get what he wants. Think about it. This ain't his first rodeo lying to his parents. and them just following in the suit. Oh, you need this money? Sure, son. How much do you need? Is it for what? Oh, for parts for the car, whatever it is. Sure. I'll write you a check. Here you go, buddy. Make sure the car gets fixed when the car wasn't broken, let's say, and he uses it for drugs. I'm just saying. We all hear that story. We all hear stories like that. Let's keep it real. All right? Somebody said I can't pull it up on the screen, but let me pull this up really quick. It just disappeared. Damn, I hate when it disappears. Design Rhythm said, yes, but that is exactly why they wouldn't believe in Pascal. Think about this though. Let me say this too. What if he's been sober and clean for a long time? What if he's been sober and clean off of drugs for a while? He's kicked the habit. He's found a better and cleaner life. At least that's what he's coming off as. He's done it for a while, so maybe he's gained their trust. And then he pounces. He does this allegedly does this unthinkable thing. Now he's got to get rid of the evidence. Hey, Dad, how you doing? Yeah, PhD. His father probably is very proud of him. He's about to be a doctorate in criminology and criminal justice. Wow, how much my son has bounced back. How much my son is transformed. I am so proud of my son. Yeah, Dad. Yeah, I was thinking about doing a cross-country trip. And, I just think it would just be a lot of fun if we just did it together. Why don't you ride with me? Oh, yeah, son. There'll be a good time. Imagine the years that they have not had a strong relationship. I know I'm adding things to their storyline, but what if? What if their relationship was strained for a long time because of his addictions? And then he found a better life, at least on paper, right? Optically speaking. Parents believed, again, wow, he really is doing this stuff. I'm proud of my son. My son has bounced back. I am so proud of him, right? At least that's what I think. You know what I mean? But then again, you never know. You never know. You never know. Let's continue. I got some more super chats here, but I was just thinking about that yesterday, and then I'm like, damn, I need to throw this across the table to the fam just to think about it. Okay. But moving on. Where are they were right here, and then now they disappeared. Hold on, guys. They're coming. They are coming. There it is. Stacy B, thank you so much for the 5. I think they mean genealogy was matched through one of BK's cousins. So it was BK's DNA, but found through the cousin. That's okay. So then that's probably what it is. That statement thing, it could be chopped up and screwed, flipped upside down and all that crap too. You know what I mean? But again, that's just alleged. I'm just going to say that. That is just alleged. Okay? We don't know any of that, if any of that is absolutely true. But that is something that's being said on another channel, which that channel is a credible source. So that is very surprising. MEA, thank you so much for the 2. It's 23andMe or Ancestry, which led to BK. Yep. And the fact that they were able to do that is wild, y'all. Absolutely wild. Patty Banks, what's up? Thank you so much for the 2. Oh, he's afraid of flying. He might be afraid. Maybe he is afraid of flying. Mela, thank you so much for the 5. Hopefully the court proceedings are public. I'll be glued like I was with the JD trial. I don't know. From if they're sitting there doing a gag order and all that stuff, I don't know if they're even allowed to say anything right now. So they might be held to being quiet till the trial is completely over. So the only thing we may be getting is the affidavit. That we may only get our hands on the affidavit, and then once the trial is over, we get to see the rest of they may release the rest of the documents. But I don't think we're going to see cameras in the in the court or anything like that. If they do that, I will be surprised, and for a fact I will be watching it. I'm going to be watching it because I would love to see how he gets away with it or how he's going to try to get away with it. All right. And the same thing with that defense attorney. I really want to see what his defense attorney is going to be using as her argument, right? As their argument on why he is innocent. That is the other burning question. How or why does this, how is she going to talk to the jury, a jury of his peers, and say to them, he is innocent and here are the reasons why? And I want to see what the freak those reasons are, because that's going to be a magic trick, y'all. I'm being real. That's going to be like a swan. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be phenomenal. And probably far-fetched. Nisa Maria, thank you so much for the 5. He could have been on something when doing this crime, allegedly. I believe it shows from the photos in court yesterday. Thank you for covering this. Anytime, of course. I mean, he does look like, maybe he's self-medicating after the fact of, allegedly. He may be self-medicating now or was self-medicating after the fact. He may have gotten, what is it, off the wagon or on the wagon? You know what I mean? So, like I said, this will be very interesting. Yeah. Mary Sweet, you're right. Like, seriously, it's going to be a magic trick. It's going to be a really crazy magic trick. Watch me as I make this guy go from absolutely 110% guilty as F to poof, innocent. That's literally what I'm looking to see. Because it would have to be a miracle. But the other thing I will point out, they may rest on this too. Where is the weapon? Allegedly, from that post that I just showed you, said that the knife sheath was found underneath Ethan's body. That's one piece of information, right? Where is the actual murder weapon? That is the question that we all should be asking right now. Where the F is the weapon? Because if you don't have that, can they still pin all of this on him or not? That's another question that I still have bouncing around in my brain. It is literally living in my brain, making room and living in my brain all day long. Because that's the thing. If you don't have the smoking gun, if you don't have the biggest piece of the puzzle that can tie him to this tragedy, can you really fully press charges on this man? And would he get away like OJ? Reasonable doubt? It's going to be interesting, guys. It's most definitely going to be interesting. Yep. When the glove doesn't fit, you must acquat. Yes, exactly. If the glove don't fit, you must acquit. So they might use that same thing, which is crazy. And yes, Yvonne hates injustice. He probably did get rid of it cross country. Yeah, absolutely. Probably like, oh yeah, Dad, I'm gonna take a leak real quick. I'm gonna take a whiz. So he went off with the thing in his pocket or something like that and just threw it out. Buried it, did something with it, or got rid of it out in Idaho, way before Pops flew in to hang out with him for their father-son cross-country trip. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate it. Quat, it ain't a word. Yeah. Yeah. So is ain't, by the way. Ain't a word, allegedly. But we still use it. But anyway, guys, that is the show for now. Clearly, we still have a lot of questions. We still have a lot of information that we're still waiting to get. We know some things, but not everything yet. It is very frustrating. We're still hoping and praying for some more information here, but this is what we got so far. Okay. And of course, there's obviously a lot more stuff, like how he's going to be treated when he's while he's in prison. I know that he's going to be staying pretty much alone, pretty much by himself for the remainder of his time till his trial, because obviously they need to keep him alive. And if they brought him into Gen Pop, it'd be a wrap. It'd be over. Okay, so he most likely will be chilling all by himself for a good long while. Okay, so anyway, guys, I appreciate all y'all for being here. It really does mean a lot. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button or hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And of course, one last time, real quick, if you're interested in a chance to win some new money in the new year, hit that link that's pinned to the top of the chat. It's also pinned to the top of the comment section, and it's in my description box. Click that link, download Swagit app, follow me, The Pascal Show, one word, comment and like some of my videos on the app, and you're instantly entered in for a chance to win $100. Again, your opportunity is still, the opportunity to still get a chance to win is still off and popping. So please go download, consume, follow me, and see if you win. All right. Anyway, guys, I appreciate all y'all for being here. Have a great rest of your evening. Okay. Make it wonderful, make it positive, and do something nice for someone you love. They probably deserve it. I don't know why I said it in the question. They probably deserve it. Okay. So go and do something nice for those you love. Okay. Anyway, it's time to get going. You know, for a fact, I'll be back on tomorrow. We will be talking about some more of these other questions because I got some questions that I need to get answered. And hopefully I will have somebody very special on tomorrow to talk about the trial and what to expect. And if this still sticks, can he still be found guilty without a weapon? That's a question. Anyway, guys, it's time to get going. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. I will see you guys tomorrow. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.